I'm so cold.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
I am a little bit, but it's crazy.
It's because you have no blood. You're like a vampire.
Vampires stay up all night, though, don't they? They have to sleep during the day.
See, that's where you got everything messed up.
Yeah. I have to sleep at night.
You can't stay awake. And you can't get enough blood to keep you going. You're all jacked up.
I'm a vampire with problems.
What's your daddy said, one of them vampires?
Vampires, yeah. Acorns are falling.
Yeah.
When they fall and hit this roof, it's going to scare me. I mean, startle me,
Okay.
Make a big noise. Okay, are you ready?
I reckon.
This morning, Matt and I are sitting here for a few minutes, and we're going to answer some of your questions. It's been a good while since we did a Q&A, and every time we do one, people ask more questions, which is great. It's wonderful. We don't mind to answer them. We're kind of bumfuzzled by the fact that you're interested in us, but we don't care to answer them. So I will link to that playlist of Q&As that we started doing, I guess, back in the summer now, and it's just kind of been ongoing. I also have a playlist of ones where I talk about being a YouTube person, a creator, so I'll link to that one as well in case you were interested in that. So the first question today, Matt, is have you heard the phrase play pretty?
I have.
You probably heard it from your grandmother.
Yeah, and other old people.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they referred to toys as back in the day.
Yeah, any kind of little toy you was playing with. That's what I would hear my Mama Marie or Gazzy or my Granny Gazzy or anybody, like Matt said, just any older person might say, you got you a little play pretty, or here's you a play pretty, or they might even give you something that wasn't really a toy, just like to entertain you, a cup or something, and say, here's your little play pretty. So that one has been common in mine and Matt's life, although I don't say it. I should start saying that with Woodrow and Ira.
And they probably look at you funny.
Yeah, probably. So what is our perfect day? If you had the perfect day, I can about guess what Matt's would be, but go ahead.
Yeah, it'd be spending the day in the woods all day, hunting, fishing, or whatever.
Matt loves to be outside. I could say being in the garden, being with my family or whatever, but I'm so blessed that I don't even, this sounds kind of silly to say, but just pretty much every normal day is like a perfect day for me. Just being with my family, if I get to work in the garden, or if it's in the winter and I'm doing something inside, or sitting by the wood stove, I just love it all. I just really love my life.
Let me rephrase.
I've been very blessed. What?
If I could spend the day in the woods, way back in the woods, totally isolated, and have an entire loaf of that orange bread to sit down and eat.
Gosh, yeah.
It'd be hard to beat that.
Hard to beat that.
Yeah.
Poor Matt and his orange bread. You are getting it twice a year now.
Oh, it's all for good.
He wants to get it more than that, though. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. A perfect day would just be a day where everybody's well and happy, and, that'd be enough. And that's a plenty, right? Because lots of people don't have that, so, yeah. Okay, have we noticed a change, have we noticed a change in people's family growing distant, like families in general growing distant? Yeah, I think everyone in the United States could say that they've noticed that. Now, we're really blessed that we have close-knit families, so we're blessed with that, but it is something that you notice. And if you watch a lot of our videos, you've probably heard me say, especially kind of my readings each week where I talk about more stuff at the end, I think it'd be wonderful if we could instill in our children, all children, not just mine and Matt's or yours, but every child, like maybe make it part of the school curriculum, that it's one of the best things they will ever do with their life is to be a good father, is to be a good mother, be a good husband, be a good wife, all those things, like to instill how important that is. Those things are not usually taught at school, and I wish that they were. Lots of times they're taught in your family, that's where you pass down your family values. But I think it would be wonderful to remind them at an early age, start thinking about, that would be one of the best things you'll ever do. Because if they're good father, good husband, good wife, good mother, then their kids are going to have a better life. It's just going to build on itself.
And then chances are their children will do the same.
Do the same, yeah. Of course, we're believers, so it's all biblical for us, the family, and thinking about the places in the Bible that talks about the blessings being passed on to the generations. I think that's one of the biggest ones. Is like I can look back, and Matt can too, in his family, and I can see, well, these great grandparents were good, and then there's all the way down to then on both sides, and then Granny and Pap, they had a good upbringing, so then they did the same for me and my brothers. And then I hope I can say I've done that for my children, and I believe we have, and then that they will do it for their children. So that generational thing really matters, especially when you think about having those close family ties. And of course, like I said, in a biblical sense for us, because we're believers, so important. And this old world is tough. It's hard. If you have a good family, but especially if you don't, because if you don't have anybody to lean on, I don't know how you make it through some of the hard times. Of course, I don't know how you make it without the good Lord either, but yeah, family is really, really important, and it's sad that it's kind of been a breakdown of family values, so I hope that comes back. This is one that Matt and I get frequently from people that have watched our videos a lot, because we've talked about how we didn't really go on a honeymoon. So it's, are you ever going to go on a honeymoon? Probably not at this point. At this point, probably not. Matt and I are not big travelers. You've probably gathered that if you've watched our videos for a long time. We're kind of home people and just enjoy being at home. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that we would ever go on a big honeymoon.
I can't see it happening. I mean, I'll do whatever you'd like to do, but neither one of us really want to do it and don't put any importance in it, and so why bother? Yeah.
Matt, like he said, he really loves, if he's got extra time to go somewhere, would be to go hunting or something like that. I've not got to go in a several years now, but if I get to go somewhere, I love to go to the beach and just sit on the sand and watch the ocean, read books, eat, just sit there. Matt don't really like that as much, so of course I don't want to make him go. So I don't know if we went on a honeymoon where we'd go. We might end up, the one, we didn't really go on a honeymoon. We spent one night in a hotel after we got married, one night.
Yeah, and that's kind of funny because the motel shared the same parking lot with where I worked. So I got up the next day. Was it the next day or the next or whatever?
Maybe we spent 2 nights, because we probably got married on a Saturday.
Yeah, we spent
so it was Saturday night and Sunday night. Yeah.
And then Monday morning I got up, walked across the parking lot, and went to work.
Yeah. So we were just in Murphy. So I don't know if we went on a honeymoon. Maybe we go to Murphy again.
We might go all the way to Blue Ridge. Maybe.
I don't even know if that hotel's still there.
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I think it's gone. Yeah, we might go all the way to Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get adventures.
Yeah. Okay, have we ever ran into moonshiners or seen the equipment they left behind? I've never known a moonshiner in my life in Appalachia.
I've known people that drunk it, but
I've known people that
don't really know anybody that made it.
Partook in the Devil's Brew. There's all kinds of sayings for it. White lightning, of course, and
Cove juice.
Yeah, all kinds of things. But no, I've never known anyone that made moonshine or seen any of the remnants of where they had been making it.
Not that we're as aware of anyway.
No. Who taught Matt to learn from his mistakes?
Making lots of them. If you make enough of them,
you eventually learn.
If you're not just completely unintelligent, you begin to learn. Why does this keep happening? You try to remedy those things.
Yeah.
Her daddy taught me a whole lot about how to think about things correctly, and and if you do make a mistake, how to remedy it without making it worse. So yeah, I made plenty of them.
Yeah, you can just hear Pap saying, "Oh, now wait, let's look at it. Like before you jump in, and try to fix it. Well, now boys, let's take a minute and look at this. Let's see what's about to happen."
And he was. In what experience I had around him, in every single instance, he was exactly correct. Mm-hmm. So, you begin to catch on to that, and that's kind of an admirable trait to me. So, I wanted to kind of be like that. So I started paying attention to what I was doing and stopped making as many. And if I did make them, I approached it a different way, and it seemed to work out a little better than going at it like fighting fires, he used to say.
Yeah. There's nothing like learning, though, from making mistakes.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, you know,
that's the
that's
best
how you learn from cooking to like big life issues or whatever, you know,
the best way.
relationships, all that.
Best way in the world if it don't kill you.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing like that. So to follow up on that one, they ask also, who taught him not to follow the wrong advice? I guess that kind of is the same thing. You might follow the wrong advice and then think, whoo, I shouldn't have listened to them. I should have.
And then as you get
Yeah.
older, you kind of learn to, in my instance, you know, as I got older, follow my own advice instead of somebody else's. A lot of times, you know.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody you know and it's, you know them to be a good, trustworthy, good, upright person, then
Right.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I began to follow my own once I started thinking correctly,
Right.
and things seemed to be, started working out better.
Peer pressure is real we think of it most of the time with teenagers or children, but it's real for adults too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to find out what you believe in and stick to it and follow that.
Right.
Yeah. What life advice, going right along with that really, will we give to our grandsons? Well, for me personally, the first thing I want them to know that they're going to learn from me, I hope they've already kind of began to absorb it and learn it just by being around it, but is that the most important thing in life for me, my faith is, and so I want that for them too. I want Jesus Christ to be the most important thing. I want Jesus Christ to shape their whole lives. He'll never let them down. He promises eternal life if you accept Him as your Savior. So all those things, for me, that would be the most important thing. And for Matt too. Matt would think like that too. Speaking of, there goes one. Bye-bye. Bye, Woodrow. Okay. Corey's brought Woodrow up to eat breakfast. Now they're just going back home. Their kitchen is still not fixed, but hopefully soon, right, Corey? Tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I guess going along with that, though, with faith, passing the faith down to them, is that it's like being, you know, really knowing that your life is going to be better. I would again say put Jesus first, but you know, to focus on the things that are true, that are good, that are honest, that are beautiful, that are lovely, all those things. Which, of course, the good book tells you to do that.
And them being boys, what they're going to hear from me is, you know, being a man. What I would call a man requires effort, and it requires honesty and uprightness. And that's, you know, you look around, you don't see that like you once did when we were younger. And those men that we learned that from was from a different generation, and they learned it from a different generation. And you look back, and those people, those were strong people. And that's an admirable trait, to be an upright man. And what I mean by that is to, at all cost, for your family, you protect and you provide. And it makes no difference what anything else goes with that those are the two things that you do without fail. And whatever it takes to get that done, that's what you do. And they're going to be taught that, you know, from all of us, of course, but most specifically
they've got
from me.
parents that's going to teach them.
And their
these things
parents,
too.
yeah, they're teaching that too. But you know, there's a from a grandparent or grandfather's point of view, they'll take it a different way, or I can deliver it a different way than what their parents can, because I've lived a lot longer and I've got, you know, a little bit more insight to provide to them to explain this to them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Did the girls have a hard time being apart as babies and children? It's kind of a funny one to me and Matt, because they still have a hard time being apart.
They do.
Yeah, they have a very close bond. Katie and Corey do.
And that's good.
Yeah, it is good. It is common with twins for twins to have a close bond like that, but they have an extremely close one. And they were really attached to each other when they were babies. How could you, you think about it, how could you not be? You shared a womb, they shared a bed, then they shared a bedroom for many years. So, yeah, they're very, very close even today. When they were in elementary school, when they started school in kindergarten, the school thought it would be best to separate them. If I had to go back, I might do that different, but I think it was okay. I think it was all right. So they were separated. They were in different classes. But the teachers would tell me, like sometimes they would, pass, like this class would be going to do something, that class would be going back, and they'd pass in the hallway. And they all thought it was so sweet because every time that happened, Corey and Katie run to each other and hugged and kissed and then went back to where they're supposed to be, So that was really, even then, that was hard for them to be separated like that. But I do think it was good for them probably in the long run. And they stayed separated at school until they were in, I guess, 5th grade, after 5th grade, when they went in 6th grade. And the homework by that point was just so crazy, so like hours a night, which is ridiculous. I thought it was then, but I especially think it is now. But I said they have to be put in the same class. I just can't do 2 different sets of homework. I just have to. I want them put in the same class. And if you don't want to do that, I guess I'm just going to have to take them somewhere else or whatever. So they put them in the same class after that. So that was good. That made things easier. And then they were back together. They've always been best friends. But yeah, me and Matt laugh a little bit because if they're, now that Corey and Austin are living close to us, of course, this has been another blessing, like with Corey having her kitchen work done, her and Woodrow and Austin. He's at work, of course, this morning, but can just come up here and eat and then go back home. It's real easy. Corey was walking, she didn't even drive. But if they're not together, so they're together a lot still, they're what, Matt? Talking on the phone.
Oh, my goodness.
Like 3-hour conversations every day.
Yeah.
So they are very attached to each other and still. And it's a beautiful thing. It is. I remember just thinking about random stuff, but after I had Corey and Katie, and they were just little, and the folks at Tri-County at the college wanted me to bring them by and let them see them. And so I did, and they were all, I had them in the stroller together, and I mean, they were just real little, and everybody's oohing and awing, talking over them and all that. But there was a lady there that didn't work at the college. She was just a student or just somebody in the community or whatever. I don't know what her purpose in being there was. But she come up and was like, "Oh, twins." And she was an older lady. And I said, "Yeah, twins and twin sisters. They're girls. It's hard to tell when they're real little." And she kind of said, "Oh, well, I'm a twin too, but me and my sister hated each other, and we still hate each other." And was just like, and walked off. And I was like, that's just horrible. And of course, I was thinking, like, Lord, don't let my children hate each other. But then, after I got over that initial feeling, I was like, bless your heart. That's so sad. Even if you wasn't twins, it's so sad for there to be strife in families, which goes back to that, the closeness of families. But anyway, random thought come to my mind, though. But I didn't have to worry about that. Corey and Katie, and of course they fight, don't they, Matt? They get in spats, and when they were little, me and Matt said it was either 2 things. It was either lovey-dovey, I love you, I'm kissing you, and I'm hugging you, and it just drove you crazy. It was so silly. Or either it was fist fights, knockdown drag-outs. They don't fight like that anymore, but they do get, of course, still in spats sometimes, and then they apologize and they get over it. What kind of music do we listen to?
She listens to a lot of Metallica and hard rock and,
I don't think nobody that watches my videos would believe that. What do you listen to, Matt?
Well, I don't listen to much music anymore because it's just kind of, it's just...
But if he does listen to it, what do you listen to?
I usually some kind of old 80s country music or something like that, something from back in my youth. That's kind of what I like. And that's pretty much it. I don't buy CDs or any of that anymore like I did when I was young. I guess CDs is not even a thing anymore,
not.
is it?
Yeah, no.
But I'll listen to the radio a little bit, going to deer camp because it's such a long drive. But it's usually, I'll usually turn on South Carolina station because they play old music, and that's what I listen to. I ain't got any interest in this new stuff, or music's just not that big a deal anymore to me. But if I do listen to it, that's what it is.
So I listen to the old stuff like Matt, like even older probably than that. Not so much country music though, but thinking about bluegrass or bluegrass gospel or folk music, those kind of things. But I listen mostly to Paul and Pap and Katie and Corey. Like in my car right now, probably for 2 or 3 months, I've had the Wilson Brothers Words of Life CD in my CD player, and I've just been listening to it over and over and over and over, and I've not got that tired. Now, granted, like Matt said, we're not leaving every day. So before I'd get in the car every morning, leave to go to work and come back, I'm not doing that as much. When I'm sitting at my computer, I listen to like a Pandora. I have Pandora, and I've got lots of different channels I like, but 2 that I listen to a lot are the Louvin Brothers. So that will play not just the Louvin Brothers, but all kinds of other stuff similar to them. Like, and most of it's gospel, but some of it might be just that style of music from those times when the Louvin Brothers and people like that was popular. And then the other one I listen to is they call them your stations, is the Tony Rice station. So it, again, would play a lot of Tony Rice, but it might even play the Louvin Brothers. It just kind of plays a random selection of that kind of genre of music. So those are the ones that I really like. At Christmas, I listen to on the Pandora, like the classic, I think it's Classic Christmas. It's like the old ones from all the movies, if you think about the movies, Christmas movies that are still popular today, White Christmas and all those. It's those kind of songs. Was I always in the kitchen with Granny, or did I develop that love after marriage? Talking about cooking. I didn't necessarily help Granny cook like every day. That wasn't one of my chores, but I was really interested in cooking. And Granny, I don't know, looking back, that why she let me do this, but she did. She would let me just go and cook whatever I wanted to. Even I'd get her cookbooks down and try, and it didn't always turn out right. And of course, I was wanting to cook stuff that Granny didn't cook, but she would just let me make the biggest mess and just do whatever and see what happened. So from a fairly early age, I was cooking just on my own with Granny's recipe books and just looking and seeing how to do stuff, and she just let me. She didn't care. And then I did start, helping her cook, and if she didn't feel like it, I'd cook, or if something. And she worked, there was a time, Granny worked for a long time in a dress factory in Hayesville. And then before I met Matt, I worked at a local plant, and I worked the second shift. So a lot of times I would cook supper so that I'd have something to take with me to eat, but then the supper would be for Granny and Pap when they got home from work, and Paul, if he was there. He may have been off at college. He probably was off at college in those days. And anyway, I cooked. At that time, I would have, maybe in the summer, I would have fried squash and made cornbread, just kind of the same stuff me and Matt eat. Made soupy taters or whatever, maybe some kind of meat. So after I got married to Matt, though, of course, then all the cooking was on me. It wasn't just like a playtime, like I want to go see if I can make a trifle or something. And so then I did, I guess, start cooking more and more and more, of course, and learning more and getting more experience. Cooking's like anything else. And I'm not saying I'm an expert by no means, but the more you do it, the more you kind of can do it, just like anything else. Practice makes perfect, as they say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Matt likes to eat, so that makes it fun to cook for him.
Eating is a hobby for me.
But I've always kind of liked to cook, and Matt likes to cook, which
I love cook.
It's interesting to me because Daddy liked to cook too. He didn't cook as much as Granny, but he liked it. So I kind of grew up with a man that liked to cook, and then married one. Yep. Do we want more grandkids? Going back to the grandkids question, I should have asked this one with that one. Yes.
Yeah, what she said.
Matt's just teasing.
Yeah, I'd like to have
He's just teasing.
Whole holler full of them.
Ira and Woodrow are at that age where they're just like tornadoes back and forth because they can both pretty much run now and they're into everything. But yeah, I would love to have more boys. Of course, I'd love to have a little girl too, a little sweet girl. But Matt's really been excited to have the boys, though. What did you tell me in the very beginning? He's like, the worm has turned. So many years it was me and Corey and Katie, and even our dog, Ruby, and before Ruby was Wilma, so we've always had girl dogs. And then Matt, and then of course Matt got Austin, so that helped. Got Austin on his side, and then the girls both having boys. He's like, now we got it. Now we got it.
And that's 3-2. 4 to 2.
Yeah, 4 to 2.
4 to 3.
4 to 3.
Yeah.
Neither one of us know. You're
Whatever
thinking
it
about
is.
the 2 girls,
I
but
just know,
yeah.
my
You just
side's
know you're
ahead
ahead, yeah. Just know you're ahead. This was for me, biggest lesson I learned as a mom, what worked and what didn't. There's so many lessons. It's just like we were talking about before, experience, making mistakes is what makes you learn things. So many things like that for being a mother too, of course. Probably my best advice, I guess 2 different things. If I was going to give somebody advice, I wouldn't give it to nobody but Corey and Katie because I know them intimately. But for one thing, if it is a hard stage, this too shall pass. This too, before you know it, it'll be, if it's a hard stage of, not sleeping through the night or crying. Corey recently took away Woodrow's pacifier. And that was difficult, but it's gone now, and he don't even think nothing about it. It's over and done with. But during that time, you're like, oh, what if I,
And let's tell exactly how that happened. She did that the very day that she was going to stay here for a week with us.
Yeah, because Austin had to go on a business trip.
That's when she waited to do that.
She didn't mean to wait to do it. That's just kind of how it turned out,
So
how it happened.
We all got to enjoy that.
We all got to enjoy that. Yeah, poor little Woodrow. He was fine until he tried to go to sleep. That's when he missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that advice actually, one of my best friends growing up still just lives right down the road. Still one of my really good friends. She told me that when I had Corey and Katie. She had already had a daughter, and so she told me, said, my mama told me, and I want to tell you because it really helped me, like when they're just crying and you can't do nothing, this too shall pass, like it won't last forever. So, and I love her mama to death too, so I can see that she's a very wise woman. So that helped me, so I tell Corey and Katie that. So if you're a new mom, just know that it changes so fast, and at the time, you're in the middle of it, and you're like, what am I going to do? But before you know it, that's over. And then I guess I had a friend back then that kind of taught me this, and for me it helped me a lot, is to remember that I'm in charge, they're not, and that I have to raise them the way I want them to be, and not to be mean or bitter or anything like that, but just kind of to have a firm niceness, like firm, this is what we do. And then consistency. You can't, it's so tempting when you've got little ones and they're crying, even like Woodrow and Ira now, and they're crying for something. It's just so easy to say, have it, do it, tear it up, do whatever, just so I can have a minute's peace, but you can't do that. And before you have kids, I know I was bad for this. I thought, well, I'll just explain it to them and they'll understand. They don't understand because they're too little. They can't understand. But you have to, it's like every day of their life, no, you can't do that, you'll get hurt, you can't do that because you'll tear it up and that's not yours, all those things. You just got to consistently, and then one day they magically hear it and they stop whatever it is. So consistency and like a gentle but firmness that, I'm in charge and this is what we do and this is what I expect out of you. Also with unconditional love, of course,
Right.
poured on it. But that's my little spiel, I guess. And again, I'm not telling nobody else how to do it. Actually, me and Matt have talked about a lot of things today that maybe you think something differently. That's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. We're just answering questions that people ask us, but we fully realize that's what makes the world wonderful, isn't it? We all have different opinions and different thoughts and different ways of doing things, and that's okay. It's okay with us. We're just answering your questions, though. And we've got 2 more. We'll end on these. What's our favorite, take it back to YouTube, our favorite thing about doing YouTube?
Getting work from home.
Yeah, it allows us, because of you wonderful people, it allows us to be able to do what we love every day, but support our family, at the same time.
And getting to be home and spend time with your family
Right.
all day, every day.
Yeah, we always love to do what we're doing. We always garden. We always cooked. Matt always hunted. I mean, all the things we share with you in videos. I've been talking about Appalachian language. Y'all know I'm plumb foolish about it. Since 2008, I was already doing that on the Blind Pig and the Acorn, my blog. So we were already doing all that stuff, but to be able to monetize it and then be able just to do it as our job, such a blessing from God, such a blessing. And, of course, you're part of that blessing, so we thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for it. So the follow-up to that was, what's our least favorite? What's your least favorite?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, really, the only negative is the negativity that you sometimes get.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
you
think
know,
of that.
the,
That is correct.
The comments, bad comments or ugly comments or mean comments, and
Which ain't many.
no, it's not many. But sometimes they don't just leave them on your videos; they mail them to you in the mail,
Yeah.
or they email them to you. They try to text them to your phone. Hell knows they get your phone number, but all those things. So that would be the negative side, is just people being ugly. And I try to remember. It's hard, of course, because it hurts your feelings or makes you mad, or makes you feel like, how dare you, or whatever, and like that feeling you get when somebody. My friend Harold used to say, his daddy would say, it's just like somebody stuck their spoon in your bowl, like their old nasty spoon in your bowl of beautiful peach cobbler with ice cream, and how you feel like this is nothing to you, know. But I try to remember those people are hurting, and they're in a bad place to want to strike out to somebody they don't even know and say something mean or hateful. So I try to pray for them and pray that God would send them comfort and peace, and that they could be happy. Because I don't think you could be happy if you're just trying to be really mean to somebody that you don't even know. Especially, you think, well, I might get mad at Matt and try to pinch him in his sleep or something. But somebody I don't even know, that I've never met, I can't imagine that. I'm not gonna pinch you. Now you know why you've not been sleeping.
I'm going to sleep in that other bedroom tonight, I believe.
No. Okay, and then the very last one would be, will there ever come a time that we quit YouTube? I'm sure there will be. I don't know when that'll be. I don't foresee that, but, we just let the good Lord guide us and show us what we need to do. So, I don't know. Maybe me and Matt will be like 80 and be still on YouTube, you think?
That'll be a sight to behold there, won't it?
I don't know. I'm sure there will come a time, but we have no inkling of when that time would be, I guess, is the easiest way to say
plans
that.
of that.
No plans of that for now.
Right.
Yeah, you never know what the future holds. Changes happen, things happen and change and all that. But yeah, we really enjoy what we do for now, for sure.
You might get real famous at this, and then just up and get in a car and go to Hollywood and just leave this bunch, and I'll have to take care of
I
them.
don't think so. I ain't got no interest in leaving. I won't even go on a honeymoon with you.
No, that's true.
Unless we go to Murphy, right? No, I ain't going nowhere.
Me neither.
So we'll be right here, and we hope you'll be right there. We really appreciate all of you, and we're always glad when you help us celebrate Appalachia.